guys went?
Like on site?
Yeah.
You want me to tell them? Okay. Monday we had the GA, the General Assembly, and afterwards they occupied, and it was really nice. They set up their kitchen, and some of the girls came with dinner. We set up a compassion area, which I can tell you about that later, but they set up their little tent city up there, so we call it upstairs and downstairs, because the whole idea is that this is their home, they're occupying it. And we just, it's very open, it's very calm. The first morning was really, really brilliant. We had a couple of ladies, we call them M&Ms. They were going to work and brought us 4 dozen donuts. Yeah, and then from there it just went on and on and on. People were bringing all the kids donuts. I say kids because there's a lot of the college kids right now that are here. So they brought us donuts, and somebody else, 2 different times we got like a half a dozen pizzas delivered, and tremendous kindness of blankets and stuff. So it was, it's been really nice. There's really like a sense of community. Everybody's looking out for each other. Everybody's, I don't know how I would explain it. It's just it's very laid back, very peaceful, very positive. Everybody's just helping each other. We have not had one single incident. Nobody's been hurt. And this is a very articulate and intelligent bunch of people. We're just all so vastly different, but we can still agree on this one issue that, so that's what makes it really nice. I guess that's about it.
But now I know it rained earlier in the week.
It rained, and this is the only tent we had. We had about, I think that night we would have had probably about 50 people spend the night out, because there was tons of people when I got here. And our compassion station kind of got trashed. But, and actually, this is not necessarily waterproof, so there was about 15 of us huddled under it, just visiting and hanging out. And then we lined the cars up here because it's free till 8 a.m., so we slept in the cars and stuff. And so, but yeah, even though it rained, it was still, the next day everybody was still in a good spirit and good mood. And, yeah.
Well, question for either one of you. I guess how's the interaction between, passerbys and stuff like that?
It's really good. For the most part, everybody's really polite to us and interested in what we're doing, what we're here for, and some people have actually come on board after talking to us. You have your occasional person who just yells an expletive as they run or drive by, and we just smile. They're part of the 99% too. More than likely.
Some of the people that come by, like if I miss a meeting, they actually know more than I do.
Passers-by?
We have a guy who works in one of the buildings around here, and he was like, "Well, you were at the assembly last night? Well, they did like this, and this, and we decided this." And I'm like, "Yeah, go, buddy."
That's awesome.
It really is. It's so cool.
And we've had some people seek us out because they know that we're here, and they have sought us out because they have some issues at hand. We had one person who was, well, actually, I probably shouldn't give his details anymore just because I don't have his permission. But we've had people who have come here because of atrocities that have occurred within our government towards them in particular that really don't seem to have basis in rational thinking. How's that for vague?
I guess, are you guys planning on staying here?
As long as it takes.
Yeah.
As long as it takes.
Yeah, as long as it takes.
We'll be at Kerr Park until it starts being constructed, and we will be at a second location, which we're researching right now.
Do you know when the construction is supposed to begin?
Is that asbestos?
I hope
not.
I don't think so. It just looks like styrofoam or something. Oh, it's little bits of the
Yeah, I think that's
not
what asbestos looks like. Sorry. I actually don't know the date, the specific date. Our lawyer, or one of our lawyers, is doing that. And when I say lawyer, I don't mean people we've hired, I mean members.
I guess you probably heard about what happened in Denver. And kind of some of the stuff that happened in New York this morning or something like that. I mean, they're still able to say that there were some few, you know.
Yeah, they're staying.
Does that make you guys nervous?
No, because we'll deal with whatever we need to deal with when it happens, and we'll do what we can to prevent difficulties as well. You know, we're here so that we can gather, so that we can create a safe space for Okies to come talk about grievances, and then through those discussions, eventually, you know, we're looking for solutions. And one of the criticisms that I've seen in the press and, you know, on boards or Facebook or things like that, one of the criticisms of this movement is that, you know, we have no one purpose. And the thing is, when you're talking about 99% of the people, that there is no one. And so there are many grievances, many desires, many demands. And so the way I personally kind of see it happening, and really this is just me, this isn't necessarily the movement talking, but I kind of see us creating this safe haven and having people come talk. And you know, when people start talking, when you've been oppressed, you know, whether it's explicit or implicitly for a long time, when you've been oppressed and you finally start talking about it, you have a session, you know. It's part of the process. You have this cathartic, like, get it all out kind of moment. Please don't put the B word in there. But you have that, and that's part of the process. And as you talk about it, and as different people talk about it and connect with each other, and argue and have different points of view of similar problems, through that, eventually people get tired of just complaining. And then we start looking for solutions. And then, you know, first thing though, we got to define the problem, define it. And that's hard because so many of the things that we're upset about are symptoms. And so through these discussions though, we'll define that. And that's a hard thing, you know, it's not concrete, it's not simple, and it's not, hey, these guys want this one bill passed. No, we're talking fundamentals. So we have the arc that I see is the discussion grievance process, and then the thinking and defining process, and then the solution idea process, and then the demands. That's the way I see it.
And you know, to go off what you just said, it's the beautiful thing, and I do mean the beautiful thing, is people here are so incredibly different, and that's the one thing we keep saying. I mean, I'm the most conservatively minded person, you know, and yet there are people here who think, on the extreme opposite of that scale, and yet we can agree that none of that's really necessarily important, because our basic human needs are kind of becoming less and less important to the people who should be caring for us. Is that a fair way to put it? Like, you know, the people we're putting in office who are supposed to be, you know, representing us or not representing us. And so our personal, you know, she and I both need water. If the water's polluted, it doesn't matter if she's a Republican and I'm a Libertarian, we still need the water. And so this is the kind of attitude that's going on here, is that everyone is just able to agree and just, you know, there's actually the only time people don't agree is when people come in and they're just kind of not peaceful. And then everybody's kind of like, dude, that's not who we are, and maybe this isn't for you. And, you know, they choose to come back or they don't, you know. But we're completely peaceful, you know. And that's never really happened. I mean, I've never seen that happen, but, you know, when those discussions, you know, occur, you know, the majority of people speak up and say, hey, let's just be peaceful, let's just discuss it. And, you know, it's very good that way.
Discussions get heated.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen.
But it's messy. You know, real democracy is messy. We're doing direct democracy here. We don't have leaders. I mean, obviously there are people who are leading pieces, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be the ones that are doing that tomorrow. Everyone steps up, that whole to each his ability. You know, take it and run. You know, if you see something that needs to be done, you bring it up to the group, and it's the first time I've ever tried anything like direct democracy, and it's a heck of a lot harder than, being, I was student government president when I was in college, and that was easy, I had rules